Coach, playoff football has come to the west coast of Florida, and we are at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. One of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time. Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Play fake. Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. First carry now for Alexander Madison. A pickup of 7 there, but they'll still have 12 yards to go on third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Three and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Cousins now. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The end result, 21 yards.
And the Vikings first down.
You got nothing to work. You got nothing.
From the gun, here's Cousins. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off by Levante David. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Gun.
On 2nd and 9, Newton. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. Now Newton on first down. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Mike 52. I smell fear in that offense. Great. Gun. Check 24.
Newton. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
I know we can't do a mind meld and really know exactly what he was thinking, but I didn't see an open receiver there. Maybe, possibly, he did that on purpose and just overthrew him.
Yeah, coverage was good, so maybe indeed that was another way to throw it away, if you will. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is, finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them, Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Again, Newton. Flush to his right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
Rush in, rush in, rush in.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Chris Jones able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. Gay's kick is good. Every possession in the postseason magnified, and look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A first carry now for Wendell Smallwood. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the first, as he can only get this to the 30. The screen gets 7, but it's not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
Alert 3. Check 99. Check 98. 8. Check the backer. Express. Slam.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there. On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be second down. Ben Gideon in on the stop. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go. No, check that. We're going to run. Two right here. I don't even know why this team showed up.
Newton now to throw. And a catch made by Hopkins. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
He's got Evans. And this is good for a first down, his second grab of this NFC Championship bout. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Check three.
Here's Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
Let's go, defense. Get out the field, defense. 49. Check
1st and 10
right.
at the 18-yard line.
From the red zone now, Newton. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Jones. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
I got you. Mike 40. Mike 42, check. Mike 42. Express! 42's Mike. 42's Mike.
Newton to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. But it's going to be second pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Buccaneers' 45-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
We're good.
Here's Cousins. This one taken in by Olabisi Johnson. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 35.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Madison running on first down. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
At the 30-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll give the Smallwood out of the gun. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. To throw, Cousins going up top. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Will Fuller, 30 yards, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime.
Jason Sanders sets to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be taken very short. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive.
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal. Give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme trust in your quarterback. Supreme trust in the guy's going to handle the football. Because if you turn it over here, not only do you go in down at the half, you've given the momentum squarely to your opponent.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
52. Come on, let's go. 52's the mic, boys. 52. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Express.
Out of the gun, Newton. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Kill. Great. Kill. Turn up. Check. Any weapon. Check hot route. Hot.
To throw again. Newton. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. They'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
52's the mic. Watch Mike.
Here's Newton. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 32-yard line. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And this one is right down Broadway. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that?
In a double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. And that one carries out. The side of the end zone for a touchback, so that will come out now to the 25-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. The second half starts with a carry by Jones. Jones, 75 yards as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot in the big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know in the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I'm here all day.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. And this is good for a first down, his second grab of this NFC Championship bout. Running from the shotgun with Madison. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
3rd down, it's Wendell Smallwood. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football. Caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
Eluding the pressure right. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. To throw, there's Cousins. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And this is good for a 1st down, his 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Hey, let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here.
On 1st and 10, Cousins under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Shaquille Barrett coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll run it with Madison, and he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
3rd and long for Cousins. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession, and they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball, but how about them just taking it big-time jaunt. Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9.
In my book, that's running the ball well but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
1 quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Great. 8. 52.
Tighten up. Pull it together.
Again, it's Jones. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Newton on first down. That's caught. It's Robert Tonyan, the tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. Newton now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's first and 10. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter. Well, no doubt here in the fourth quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Bucs on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Great.
52.
Man, I got you. Gun.
Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
To throw is Newton. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans there to make the grab as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Cam Newton now getting his guys ready to go for the 2-point try. Here's Newton. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
A first down throw for Cousins. And it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Now Cousins. And his throw is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To the air again, it's Cousins. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Exit, exit. Hey, echo. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Let's get the ball.
Now Cousins on 4th down. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Shaquille Barrett and the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
He's coming. We got double up.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
52's the mic. I got one. No. Check that. We want Mike 50. Here we go.
A shotgun snap for Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and it's, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Check Mike 45. Yo.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. He finds his man Johnson. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Levante David making his presence felt in the backfield.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Cousins, now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Throwing, Cousins. He'll find his receiver, that's Chad Beebe. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
Check 3, check 3, check 3. Check, lucky.
From the gun, here's Cousins. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all of that yardage. That would be a big play.
You better be ready. Don't be scared. 45, Mike.
A 2nd down throw for Cousins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the 4th quarter here, trying to preserve the lead. Flushed out right. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Now Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And what a ride it has been. NFC champs, they have punched their ticket to the biggest show in sports.
And what a way to get there, to go the entire season and then play for the right to go to the Super Bowl and the right to call themselves NFC champs. Elation has to abound.
And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire crew, we'll see you in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl.